Have you ever spent, I don't know, what feels like an entire weekend just scrolling through design blogs or, your social media feeds?
Oh, all the time.
And you find it, that one perfect bespoke piece of furniture. Maybe it's a huge rustic oak dining table or one of those deceptively simple mid-century modern credenzas. And you just immediately feel that spark, that urge of, I absolutely need that in my life.
It's the ultimate creative paradox, isn't it? You see the finished object, this beautiful thing, this realization of form and function.
Yeah.
But the moment you try to figure out, okay, how do I get from the pile of wood to that? You just hit a wall.
A massive wall.
That gap between the beautiful inspiration and the actual physical thing you can build, it feels enormous.
It does.
It feels like you have to suddenly become an engineer and a designer and some master craftsman all at once just to figure out the dimensions or what kind of joint to use
or even just how to hold it together so it doesn't collapse the second someone, leans on it. And that frustration, that feeling of being locked out of creation because the instructions are just missing. That is precisely why we decided to dive deep into this specific set of source material. We have a collection here of blueprints and structural concepts, and they're all specifically designed to solve that exact where to start dilemma for aspiring woodworkers.
Right, for anyone who's ever felt that paralysis.
Whether you've never touched a saw in your life or you're just looking for some reliable, pre-engineered designs to get started.
And, the learner, who is our focus here, really thrives on that kind of structure. They need clear boundaries to pick up knowledge quickly and thoroughly.
They don't want ambiguity.
No, absolutely not. They want actionable steps. And our sources promise to cut through all that complexity. They promise to deliver high-quality, customized carpentry that is, accessible.
So we're going way beyond just pretty pictures today.
Oh, yeah. Our mission statement for this deep dive is really about extracting those crystal clear, actionable steps that eliminate all the usual guesswork, all that anxiety that comes with DIY projects.
You want to transform the inspiration into something tangible, something sturdy.
Something lasting, exactly.
Okay, let's unpack this, because this isn't just about looking at pretty furniture.
No.
It's about getting the exact measurements you need to actually build it yourself. It's about eliminating that single biggest driver of procrastination in any hands-on project.
Which is the paralysis of uncertainty.
Exactly.
Right.
So when you look at most free woodworking stuff online, you get a fantastic photo of the finished thing.
The glamour shot.
The glamour shot, yeah. And maybe you get a list of materials, and then you get this really vague, time-lapse video of the assembly.
And it always seems to skip the most important part.
Always. It skips the precise structural details of how the pieces actually connect. It's like watching a magic show. You see the result, but you never see the mechanism.
And that structural ambiguity, that's the primary barrier to entry. It really is. If you don't have that existing experience, you end up spending hours, sometimes days, trying to reverse engineer a process that should be straightforward.
All right.
The specific promise of the plans we've been looking at is to move way beyond that generalized idea stage. They want to provide this exhaustive clarity that acts like a structural safety net.
The source material is, it's very aggressive about its goal. It's to ensure the builder never feels stuck or confused about the construction process again.
It's a bold claim.
It is a bold claim. How do they justify that? What's the core mechanism in these blueprints that delivers that kind of ultimate certainty?
It all hinges on something they call the minimum detail.
The minimum detail.
Yeah. The plans don't just give you a visual rendering, a pretty picture. They provide the full data set for every single component required for the build.
So what does that mean in practice?
We're talking about blueprints where the crucial measurements are explicitly noted for every single piece of wood that makes up the final structure.
Every single piece?
Every single one. That means the length, the width, and the thickness or height is specified, down to the smallest internal support bracket or, a drawer runner.
That seems almost excessive. To define the length, width, and height of every single component piece, why is that level of specificity, which frankly sounds a little redundant, the real difference between a successful project and a pile of unusable, incorrectly cut lumber?
Because that combination of three numbers, L, W, and H, that is the absolute foundation of structural integrity. And crucially, it's the foundation of material management.
Okay.
When they say minimum detail, what they really mean is the absolute minimum amount of information required to eliminate all ambiguity.
So give me an example.
Okay, so if you're building a simple shelf and the plan just says side panel, what does that even mean? You still have to guess how thick it should be for the material you're using.
Yeah.
How deep it needs to be to support the weight.
Right, you're still designing it.
You're still designing. But by providing the exact length, the exact width, and the exact thickness of, say, the leg of a table, they solve 3 critical problems for a beginner immediately.
Okay, what are they?
First, something called tolerance stack-up.
Tolerance stack-up.
Yeah. If one piece is slightly off, just a tiny bit, it impacts every single piece that comes after it. By starting with precise measurements from the get-go, you minimize those errors from the very first cut.
So you're not chasing an error through the whole project.
Exactly. The second thing is material yield. Knowing the exact dimensions lets the builder calculate the most efficient way to cut all the required pieces from a standard piece of stock lumber.
Which reduces waste and, more importantly, cost. That's a huge concern for a beginner.
A huge concern. And third, and this is maybe the most technically critical point, is joinery definition. Those 3 measurements, length, width, thickness, they define the necessary depth and location for any joints you need to make.
Ah, so you don't have to guess if your dado cut needs to be 1/2 inch deep or 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
The plan just tells you, based on the material thickness that's already specified.
Precisely. The assembly just becomes a matter of accurate execution. It's not a matter of complex design engineering.
You're just following instructions.
And the source material often presents this information not just as an image, but as a detailed cut list.
A cut list.
Yeah, it's a standardized document.
Yeah.
It lists every single component and its 3 dimensions. And that document, it transforms the really daunting process of cutting wood into a simple inventory fulfillment task.
That's a great way to put it. Let's talk about the psychological relief that this brings. We talked about how the biggest deterrent for a beginner is that cognitive load, having to invent the structure from scratch.
Right.
How do these detailed guides really analyze and eliminate that mental hurdle for you, the learner?
It's all about mitigating risk